What is up, Dorkettes, and everyone who is not on that level yet? I am your host today of the Dorks podcast, Dennis. With me today is Ricky, who is the R, Kyle, who is the K,
Hello.
and Sheen, who is the
Hello.
S.
Hello.
I was drinking when I said that.
We have a pretty kick-ass topic today that's something I'm very excited about. We're going to be talking about the console wars. Each one of us is going to take a certain console. I will be Nintendo. Ricky, I believe you are PC, is that correct?
That is what has been assigned to me, yes, sir.
Alright. And I believe, oh, you are going to be taking Xbox, and Sheen is the PlayStation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Superior console.
Yes, sir.
And then, yes, he'll be taking Weenie Hut Jr. over there.
Okay. Alright. So, as you can see, we all have different consoles, all different types of games on those consoles, and something we like. So, who wants to really start off? Do you want me to start with this, or do you guys want me to kind
who's our
of
host?
just go freeform?
You're
The host
your
is the one
host.
who
Yeah,
starts it.
you get choice.
Alright.
You're hosting this time,
All
brother.
right. So, as we said, this is a console wars. This is something that I've been following on multiple sides for a long time. I chose Nintendo because I've been a Nintendo game head for a long time. I played Nintendo from the Super Nintendo up to the current Switch. My favorite franchise from Nintendo has always been Zelda. I've never been a Mario guy. Always loved Zelda. I've played as many as I can get my hands on. Nintendo 64 was my console. It was the best console, I say. And, well, I think Nintendo didn't win the console war, but it will always be the one that just supplied the most ammunition, I think.
And
let's see.
going back, so why don't you like Mario, huh?
Oh, because I suck at platforming. I literally suck at platforming. Now, I like Mario Kart because I, again, suck at it. But I like Mario Kart. I hate platforming. I can't
Mario,
jump.
it's 2038, they're going to add platforming, and you'll never play again.
I know. Yes, Mario 38, the game that already has platforming, they're going to add more platforming to it, Kyle. You mean Zelda
Yes.
38?
No, I said in 20 or 38.
Oh, yeah, whatever. I didn't hear the
Future
20 part.
Mario Karts will have platforming, and that'll be
Oh,
your
that'd be
downfall.
glorious. Don't they already have platforming?
Maybe, I don't know. Haven't played a Mario Kart in a long time. Double Dash was my game.
Yeah.
Amen to that, though. My favorite game is also Zelda, and yeah, I've been the same with you. Nintendo's been with me for a long time, since the beginning. That's where I started with Mario and Zelda, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
too
all of
bad
us-
it looks like you're not supporting Nintendo today now, are you, PlayStation Girl?
I support them all, but yes, I play PlayStation more than anything nowadays.
I think that's how it is. Most of us all were Nintendo fans in some way, shape, or form. We all played Pokemon. We all played Zelda or Mario in some cases, whoever. You know, some of us played WarioWare. I don't know who
Hell yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some
WarioWare was
greedy
so much
mother.
fun.
But we all have a Nintendo. It all has a soft spot in our hearts at some point in time. So, I talked about my favorite games of it, mainly the Legend of Zelda series in general. Ricky, what is your favorite type of game to play on like your console, or like one of the ones that you play the most on your PC as of right now?
Well, honestly, it's going to sound a bit wishy-washy, but it's kind of hard to say, because I'm not really, like, locked into a certain genre or something. For me, it's just, like, if a game looks interesting and it's fun, I'll play it. I don't care, like, what it is, what kind of genre it is. The only one I suck at is shooting games, because my hand-eye coordination in that regard is not the greatest. Yet I'm decent at platformers.
So the exact opposite of me.
Yeah, it couldn't be me.
Well, a couple of games that I'm playing right now. Besides Minecraft, now and again, I'm playing Balatro on PC, which is a roguelike card game, which pretty fun.
Cool.
We've been playing Raft, which is a bit of survival with building stuff. But yeah, I'm not like tied to any one specific genre or game series or anything. For me, it's always just been, what looks fun, what is fun, and whether or not I can, actually get it.
I like it. I like it. Um, Sheen talked a little bit. Ricky talked a little bit. Kyle, why are you representing Xbox, and what is your favorite game on it right now?
Oh, the most superior console that's ever existed, you ask me? The one I've been playing
Okay,
since the
this guy.
dawn of time? Um,
Superior, I don't
this.
know about that.
Oh, please, you play it with me.
I do,
Um,
but it's not the superior.
sadly, it is superior. Sadly, to state weird facts, is I'm actually not a gamer. I do play Xbox, but I'm more like playing just any group games with anybody. So I'll play generally any console minus PlayStation. Um, I think the current game I'm really dead to right now to Xbox would be Dead by Daylight and Apex. Would be my two games I'm locked onto. As my favorite games that got me onto Xbox,
Yeah.
which 90% of people would talk about, Halo.
Yes.
Absolutely. Halo
Yep,
Combat Involved, Halo 3. I wasn't a big fan of Halo 2, although everybody fans over it. It was a great game, but I think Halo 3 was just superior in every way.
I'm not the biggest fan of Halo 2 either.
It was a golden era Halo. That was
Halo,
fantastic.
you don't get that. You stay out of this. You're also not a shooter. I guess I'll speak that too. I am currently
I
more of
don't
a
think so.
shooter player.
I've played quite a bit of shooters.
I watched you play Halo back in the day. You didn't know even where the trigger was at.
I don't.
I will say I have one slight clarification for my thing. I'm usually not a shooter unless the game's kind of fun. Because there was one exception that I played. It was the Transformers. Trying to remember, War for Cybertron and its sequels.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that. I really wanted to play that.
Nice.
That looked like a lot of fun.
The stories are incredibly fun, and actually getting to play as the Transformers is great. The only downside was, because I was excited to play as one of the Dinobots in the online matches, I was excited to play as Slug, the Triceratops, and I thought, oh, it'd be so fun to have, Triceratops with wheels. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, so my sad little Lego-loving heart was denied having a Triceratops with tank treads.
Oh, Ricky, I cannot wait until we talk about the cartoon episodes. I think it's just gonna be you. The whole audio is just gonna be you. You're gonna be so excited.
Distinct possibility.
It's going to be glorious.
I will state, though, before we go over to the little lady and his Weenie Hut Jr. console, I really would rather start going over the PC, so I am slowly migrating that way. I still always play Xbox, but I'm slowly going over to PC.
I know. Everybody's
I think
going
we
over to
all
PC. I'm trying to hold out as long as I can. Yeah, I know. It's hard.
Right.
Anyways, Sheen, we gave you, in my eyes, still kind of the console. I don't like the current PS consoles. It was PS2 and everything else is kind of trash after that. But why do you like the PlayStation? What is the console? What is the games that you've been playing on it, or what is your favorite game on it currently?
So currently, the genre of games I've been playing, unfortunately, is the gacha games. Hoyoverse, Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail.
It's not on PlayStation.
Before that, I think the most invested hours of time I put into the games were the Dark Souls series. Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and of course, the best, Bloodborne, and, the most famous one, Elden Ring. Just fantastic games, but I've grown up with all three consoles over time, and PlayStation 2 really went out of the park during its era. They just had hundreds and hundreds of games, and I'd have to say my favorite that started me off with Sony was the Dot Hack series. 4-disc game, just beautiful gameplay, tons of characters to unlock, and plenty of content and story to invest in.
Yeah, that was a little weird one when that came out. I remember when they had Dot and then Dot X9 and all that stuff. It was pretty crazy. Well, so we talked about pretty much like what we're currently playing on those consoles, what we like about them. And pretty much all of us, because we're all roughly around the same age, we all have at least we all probably touch all three of the old gen consoles, PS1s, PS2s, the Game Boys, the Super Nintendos, all that stuff. What was the one console that kept you into gaming? Or was there a console that kept you into gaming? Me, it was the N64. And and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. If I didn't hit that game, I probably wouldn't have found one of my favorite games of all time, and I probably wouldn't have been playing games. I'd probably be, like my buddy Kyle, more into anime and cartoons and stuff like that more than I am into gaming. So,
Ooh, actually,
hmm.
I was a lot different back then. But we'll go in order.
Well, no, actually, go. I want to hear this, because this is something I've been wanting to hear from you guys, because, like I said, and I've told you guys this story before, it was Nintendo that saved my gaming interest. It really was. So, Kyle, actually, you did I say something? I misinterpreted something? What is it?
Well, that. So, like I said, I'm not a gamer. So actually, if it wasn't for my brother playing games and watching him and how much fun he was having, which, funny enough, Sheen's gonna love this, was PlayStation. That's the most fun we had, and that's the original console we had in the house, other than my oldest brother's Atari. We didn't have a Dreamcast. We had a friend who had a Dreamcast, but if I didn't do consoles, I would not be into anime. I would not be a nerd. I'd probably be closer to a jock, because I was more sociable, played outside, and did sports.
Oh, that's right. I do remember you telling me stuff about that.
Mm-hmm. I was a big track runner kind of person. I loved playing hide-and-go-seek, airsoft war, wrestling. So I was more into that stuff. My brother got me more into video games when he was playing PlayStation. The best games to this day I love is Legend of the Dragoon. So great. He played that. Final Fantasy VII. I played both those games after he was done with them. Breath of Fire he played. Then after that, my oldest did play some PlayStation games. He played Mortal Kombat and more of the kind of fighting games, and then he dropped off. But my console that kept me alive and into the console and playing world was actually the GameCube. I had the Nintendo 64, but I got the Nintendo 64 so late that the GameCube was already out for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually I got the GameCube and Super Smash Bros. Melee. And after that, it was just done. It was game over. I was hooked forever.
Oh, yeah. So we all have that one hook.
Yeah.
Ricky, why don't you go? What was the one hook that kept you in the gaming?
Well, I'll ask this. Because I actually have a unique thing for most of the generations of gaming, and I can be a little bit long-winded. Do you want me to go, or do you want to save me for last?
It's up to you. Do you want?
It's up to you if you want something. You can always abridge it if you want to, if you think it's going to be a little bit too long. Because I abridged mine, because my story is
and I also did
long, but,
smaller on mine, too.
All right, I'll give it a shot then. Well, my first console ever, at least the one that I remember, is the Sega Genesis. I was not a Nintendo kid back then. So I was Sega Genesis. Then it was PlayStation 2. The Nintendo GameCube's actually the one that I have like the strongest connection to, because that was the first ever console I bought with my own money.
Superior console.
I never played the GameCube, so that's funny that both you and Kyle, both played it. Excuse my language.
To this day, the best controller ever. I'll fight anybody.
Absolutely.
I will say no.
The best controller
it's
that's
my
ever
most
exist.
favorite
I will
console
disagree.
in the whole world.
I think I am the
GameCube.
the odd man out when it comes to the controllers.
It had the best feel, the best button placement. There was like sometimes when you play PlayStation or Xbox, you feel like you're reaching for X is the farthest away button from you. It feels like you're reaching for it. Nintendo's GameCube controller, everything. It was in the right spot where it does not matter. Especially if you're playing fighting games, dude. That's where people were just going like, that ain't Falco, and doing the Fox crazy stuff. Because
I get it.
Best controller ever.
And what a drastic change the controller for the GameCube was from the Nintendo 64.
The fork nightmare.
I loved it.
The blister maker.
The one where you need a third hand coming out of your pants just to operate the stupid thing. I loved it so much.
But go ahead, Ricky.
I'll put it like this. The GameCube controller, I will say this in Kyle's, support. None of the other controllers really had, current day makings beyond like a little gimmick. I think for the Switch, they made like Joy-Cons in the shape of the old classic controllers. Yes. But they made actual like GameCube controllers that would hook up to it, if I'm not mistaken.
That's how good the controller was. It's one of the only controllers remade for new consoles. PlayStation doesn't do that. Xbox doesn't do that. Dreamcast is dead. It's like it's literally so great they had to bring it back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Anyway, back on my little Trek thing. Yeah, GameCube always has a very special place in my heart because that was the first console I ever bought with my own money that I earned from my job when I was a child. But yeah, I had like the Nintendo 64, Game Boy, like all the iterations of the Game Boy, up to the 3DS, which that's sitting in my room right now. Xbox 360, I played that a bit, and that has a few of my favorite games. But last thing I bought was a PlayStation 4, I think, and then the Switch is my most recent one, and of course I got my PC.
Nice. Sheen, the little lady, as Oh wait, I do actually have a question now that I thought about it, because you brought up the Game Boy Color. What color did you actually have? Because I had the teal one. I fucking love that one. Which one did you have?
That's a good question, actually.
Let's go with Ricky because he brought it up, and then
I've
Sheen, I
actually
want to
never
hear
thought
yours.
about that for such a long time ago.
You forgot?
I'm pretty sure that I had a purple see-through type of Game Boy Color.
My man, I had a solid purple Game Boy Color.
So
Nice.
I gotta ask you guys, what color do you guys think I had?
Classic gray. You were unloved. You got a brick.
No. Oh
No.
no, I did not have the brick. Weirdly enough, Sedona had the brick. This is Game Boy Color. What
Yellow.
color
Or no.
Game Boy Color
I
do
bet you it was the green one.
I'm gonna
'Cause
say
you hate green. I bet you it was the green
I'm gonna
one.
say red.
You said red, Sheen. What do you think, Ricky? It's gonna be deceiving.
I'm gonna go with blue.
Nope, I had a pink
Oh,
one.
nice.
My mom thought it was the red one, and she got the pink one. And the greatest part of this too is, sorry to take away from you again, Ricky, this small story, is my Game Boy Color got stolen when I was in Chicago at the YMCA, and my mom replaced it, and she replaced it with another pink one. I was like twice in a row. I got two pink Game Boy Colors.
I love it. I
It was
wasn't even
consistency.
mad about it. I don't care.
I will say this though, I remember getting my Game Boy Color specifically for a birthday at a place that like shut down some odd years ago. Not doxing myself, it was just like a little birthday place. But I remember it because that day I got both Pokemon Red and Blue.
Wait, was the color out during
We
Red
got
and Blue?
me and my.
I thought it was out during Gold and Silver.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, red and blue, because I had it with red and blue as well.
I must have got mine a little bit later then.
Yeah, I had the blue
Sorry,
version.
I did have the gray.
Yeah, because
I
my
lost
mom,
that in
my
the
mom
car
bought
crash.
me and my brother both. This is crazy because how much they cost back then, how much money my mom was not making. She bought both me and my brother a Game Boy Color and the Pokemon games. At first, she was just going to buy one. We were going to share it, and then she's like, "No, I'll buy you guys both a game." So my brother got blue and I got red, which is weird because he started with Charizard and I started with Charmander and Squirtle. I started with Squirtle, he started with Charmander.
That's too bad. You should have had the red one to match your pink.
You know what? Sounds your mouth. That was so. I could not bring that thing to school. It made me so sad. I was like, "Mom, it's pink."
I remember back then my little sister let me have her boombox radio, and this was when I started collecting some music CDs. It was a full-on pink little boombox radio, so I got myself a little black permanent marker, and I dirty scribbled that whole thing as much as I could, and then I cut out Seether on it, and then taped it on top of it. It looked so busted.
Yeah, I remember those days. All right.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yes.
Continue with Ricky taken away.
I'm sorry. So, I forgot what we were talking about.
I think. No,
Oh,
I
was
ended
Sheen's
my
turn.
thing.
I'm
It was
sorry,
Sheen's
yes.
turn to go through his console history.
Go. What is like the moment that kept you in gaming, or like just an ideal memory of getting a console or something?
So, on board with everyone else, it's the GameCube for me. It was such a masterful game. My grandparents had gotten it for me for Christmas, and they started me off with Luigi's Mansion and Super Smash Bros. Melee. You know, started from Super Smash Bros. 64. The Melee introduced Bowser. I was so excited. I couldn't wait for the day for it to come out. and I was isolated for a few years living with my father, and that GameCube stayed close to me all throughout the years, and I played so many wonderful games, and that's kind of why I enjoy the PlayStation 5, is I just kind of like playing some of them solo games and enjoying the stories they bring.
Not bad, not bad. I can totally dig it. As you guys have seen, I'm the odd man out with this, apparently. I did not get a GameCube. I went straight from N64, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. So, you know, I always had my Nintendo system. I always had my Game Boy. I always had my whatever. But when I moved from the N64 to the PlayStation, I just fell in love with gaming. It was that era of gaming.
Okay. Well, do you remember do you remember the game we used to play together? Because I may talk trash about PlayStation, but there are some games on PlayStation I really did love. Do you remember what games we used to play on PlayStation back when you lived with your mom on the duplex?
You talk about the RPG game that I love to death? No.
No, you played that by yourself. What games
did
me
we?
and you used to play? That used to kick your ass in.
There's a couple of games that you used to kick my ass in, Kyle.
There's a lot of
No.
games I can kick
Beast
your
Wars
ass in.
for the
I didn't know
PlayStation
Kyle had
1.
PlayStation 1.
Did you say Beast Wars?
Shoot.
I never
Huh?
never
Did you
actually
say
you never
Beast
did.
Wars?
You always came over to my house.
Yes, I said Beast Wars.
I didn't own.
I did
we
not
actually,
know
we
they had a
owned
game
Beast
back
Wars.
then. That's exciting. That was my favorite Transformers.
Yeah, I think I've still got that game in somewhere.
Amazing.
Exactly.
But Dennis, it was
Oh
it
yeah,
was the
God.
Naruto
Oh
games.
my God, the Naruto games.
Yeah. You invited me over to your house to hang out. Innocent little Dennis, like, oh, this
This little tiny black man with hair.
child. He won't beat me up in the
won't-
video game.
he
looks.
won't
You
whip
guys
my
talking
ass.
about
No
Ultimate
way.
Ninja?
Oh, the old Ultimate Ninja Sheen. He used to be like, let me show you how to play this. He got me once, and after that, I locked in.
I was
like,
never
the
into
meme and
fighting
everything. I
games.
was like, oh, it's like you're never gonna win another game in your life, Dennis. It's like this is.
I
this is
played
game
all
over.
three
Oh,
of
those
those
are
on the
so
PlayStation. They
good
were
of
so
games.
fantastic.
So,
Mhm.
we all went through pretty much our history, and we all talked about
Very
like
true.
our main consoles. What would be the second console you would choose if you had a choice of the second console of like Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, or a PC at a certain time? What would you choose? Let's go with Sheen. You've been usually the last one. Let's see. What would you choose if you could choose a second system?
Well, like I said, they all kind of stay close to me. As I've grown into the years with gaming, each console all kind of had a specified thing for me. Sony was the solo adventurous story games. Xbox was mainly the console I used to play with all my friends. It was a great multiplayer console. And the Switch kind of just had a little bit of everything. It wasn't as high graphic quality, but it
Hopefully
was
that's going to change.
absolutely fun playing all the different types. And that's probably why Switch would probably be the next follow-up after the PlayStation 5, even though the GameCube is still superior to the Switch.
Yeah, but it's more like
Yeah.
current consoles. I mean, not saying you can't
Yeah,
go back and
it'll
play
be
old
the
ones.
Switch.
Yeah, because I mean, anybody can go back and play old ones, but it's tough to do.
They're expensive now.
It's
so
just
annoying.
a change of graphics and stuff. Well, not even too much of expensive, although some are. Like, good luck trying to find the original Pikmin
no.
game for cheap.
I have a
Very
story
pricey.
about how I lost all my retro games. I'll tell you guys another time. Anyways,
Oh no.
let's say not lost, was taken. Anyways, Kyle, what is the second console that you would pick of current gen or stuff that's coming out?
God, that's complicated because I barely play video games as it is.
I knew I would get you on this one.
Definitely wouldn't be PlayStation. Yeah, it's tough because PlayStation doesn't have multiplayer games. It's just a loner console.
Edge.
Nintendo's just wishy-washy at the moment, so it's not really much in Nintendo I'd want to play unless they make a new Smash Brothers, which is
Nah, I think
supposedly
it's
not
done.
ever going to happen. I would stick by what I said earlier. I think I would just end up going over. I mean, I already am going over the PC, so it'd just
Makes
be
sense.
PC my
Steam's a
second.
fucking killer.
I guess if there was a third,
Yeah.
it would be Nintendo. Dude,
Steam does have it
Steam's
all.
got it all. I just love it.
It really does.
Yeah.
Ricky, other than the PC, what would be another console that you would get, my brother?
Very simple. The Switch.
Yeah, quick and easy.
Quick and easy.
Well, yeah, it's simple for me because I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, the Steam Deck was going to do everything you're about to say," and it's just like, yeah, but Nintendo has games that you can't get on Steam, so it's more variety.
Yep. And for me, it would be the Xbox Series. That was the gaming franchise I went into. Halo was the big thing for me, and I stuck with Xbox ever since. So I'd probably just stick with the Xbox, or if the Xbox dies, which I think it's going to eventually, I'd be going to PC as well. So, which
I mean, if it died, it would just turn into what it already is. It is a computer, so it would just turn into PC. That's their ultimate goal. Just go back to being PC.
So that's where I kind of want to talk about something else, especially with the console wars, because that's something that we all dealt with throughout our time. We all have different consoles that we played. Who do you think won the console wars? I think we have a definitive winner at this point in time. I don't think there's going to be another console war in the next gen. I think it's pretty much done. But what do you guys think? Who do you think actually won the console wars?
I don't think there's still a distinct winner. The only thing that kind of sucked is Nintendo was always the one that kind of kept people on edge because they always made something new and weird. But with them not really making something inventive this time, it's kind of just stale at the moment. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, as much as I love Xbox, PC is winning. If Xbox does what is being rumored, that they're gonna get partner up with Steam, then it'd just be game over because Xbox would just have Steam. It would have all of its games or most of its games.
Sadly, I don't think that's gonna.
It'd be a logical choice for them, and they're closest thing to a computer that would be able to handle it.
True, but kind of burst a bubble on it. But you know what? No, Ricky, what do you think? Who do you think won?
Well, who bought up the most companies just to shut them down?
Yeah,
Because that's kind of
Microsoft and Sony have done both.
I think
that's what it was.
Yeah, I think they're kind of tied.
That's what I'm saying. Who bought the most companies just to shut them down? Because that's really who has been winning, is who's been killing the most competition.
Put a pin in that one. I got an answer for you. Sheen, who do you think won?
Great answer. Love it. Thank you.
Thank
you
Sheen.
for being here.
Sheen, I love you, brother, but current systems,
Show
brother.
me GameCube.
Yep. Yeah, currently, it'll probably have to be the GameCube.
All right. To answer Ricky's question and to kind of lead into who I think would win the console wars, excluding PC, because PC always wins, it's Sony. As of right now, majority of fans think that Sony, anyone that has kept up with the console wars, thinks Sony won. Because Xbox, while trying to do something awesome, has been giving away and is going to give away their exclusive titles. Halo, the Master Chief Collection, is going to both the Switch 2 and PS5. I can never pronounce this game correct, but it's like Forza. It's that racing game. That's kind of like Gran Torino. That's going to Sony. So
thankfully, Zelda is holding on to Zelda.
Yeah, that's the one reason that I'm always going to be getting a Nintendo Series system, is because Nintendo is never going to sell its first-party games.
Don't worry, Dennis. Sooner or later, you'll be able to play the Zelda Choose-Your-Own-Adventure on Netflix.
Oh, no.
So,
it'll be hilarious. It'll be
looking
hilarious.
into some research, according to this, Microsoft makes twice as much revenue as Sony does. But, however, Sony has higher influence brand-wise. So it's really a toss-up, because one has a lot of money and one has a lot of influence.
Yes.
Yeah, because hasn't Sony been putting out...
Thing. I think it's more along... I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, hasn't Sony put out, some slightly more original things? Because didn't they, sweep a little bit recently with that game Astrobot?
They They also just got
Yes.
a lot of lawsuits on them recently. I think they paid out like $8 million in like a lawsuit or something. I mean, they're both always getting sued or also have to pay out
That-
something all the time.
That, and there is other calls for, like, not Capcom, Square Enix is not happy with them, which has been one of their major
Square Enix
exclusivity
Square Enix
type
is
of
always mad at
companies.
everybody. They honestly kind of burnt bridges.
Well, yeah,
ever
it's
since
Square
the
Enix.
company.
But,
It's a bridge.
you know,
It's a bridge.
we're
It's
kinda
a bridge that's
happy that
easily
they're-
built though because all the consoles want their money. They want their product. They're like, please
yeah,
come back.
they want the Final Fantasy, which is the worst.
They want the Final Fantasies. They
Sorry.
want the Super Mario RPGs.
Oh, dude, that was such.
Yeah.
That did really good in the market. That remake of the Mario RPG that did so good
Oh, yeah.
in the remake market.
They need to bring back.
I was planning to get in, and I
Paper
lost
I
my
Mario
played it.
originals.
It's fun.
It looked like a lot of fun. I've never played
Good,
it.
good, good.
We did have a Super Nintendo. Did it come out in Super Nintendo? Is that the original?
Well, yeah, because it was a
Yes.
Mario game, so it wasn't coming out on anything else.
Well, I didn't know which console originally came on, but
Yeah, he's talking about
Yeah,
if it
it
was,
was
the old
Super Nintendo.
NES or the Super Nintendo.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And yeah, it was
yeah,
the
it'd be the
Super
No,
Nintendo.
it was
It was the
Super Nintendo.
SNES. It was the
because
SNES.
we had the Super Nintendo in the house, but we had like
Which this would have been
3
this-
games
this
for it
too.
and belonged to my oldest brother, so we have no idea what happened to it. It just disappeared one day.
He's gone.
Yeah,
Like all of our consoles. We also lost the PlayStation.
yeah, I had all that. You remember that suitcase I had, Kyle?
Of all your
of
stuff?
all my retro
Yeah.
games back in, all of our stuff. Yeah, one of my dad's
Little-
roommates stole
Little
it.
did you know
Everything
I took it.
gone.
I have it all.
You-
I, s-
You better
I
not.
sold it
I'm
for
coming to
macaroni
your
and cheese
house.
money.
I think the only old console I
Okay.
don't own anymore is the Wii.
Huh, that's
Yeah.
funny. That's the only
Yeah,
old.
'cause I got
that's,
your
yeah, it's the
Wii.
only old console I owned. I also had 2 Wiis at one time.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ricky, I got your Wii.
did I? s-
I have
I gave
that.
you the Wii.
I have it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I have it.
Because I have the Wii U, so it played the games anyway.
Yeah, I have your Wii just because I wanted to collect the consoles because I love gaming.
Yeah.
Gaming is number one in my eyes.
By the way, yes, listeners, I did own a Wii U. I still own
It's
it.
disgusting.
Oh yeah, we got a Wii U too. That's where we
Oh.
play Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Oh, disgusting. Vile console.
Wind Waker.
It's well, I played Monster Hunter 3 for the first time without giving up.
Oh my
Well,
God.
I'd love to still have my Wii, but the disc to hold GameCube games stopped working, and also my Wii met an unfortunate end while drinking with friends at college.
Yay! Drinking with friends.
Yay! Anyways,
Beer pong, we would like to play. No, we wouldn't.
seems like we went back to Nintendo. This would be a perfect time to bring up the Switch 2.
Ha!
Is anyone excited about it? Is anyone not excited about
I
it?
somehow
Does
felt
anyone
that
have
was
any other
directed
details
towards
that I
me.
didn't hear about it? I know that was directed towards you.
I do have something I want to talk about with that in the more, I guess, meta sense of it, which is just hilarious to me. And that is just like the sheer disappointment that people had when it was unveiled. Because a lot of them were just...
because they spoiled
Well,
it.
yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's just like, they're just like, oh, well, this is all the stuff that we found out in the leaks. And it's like, yeah, stupid. If you peek at your Christmas presents early, you're not going to be surprised when you open them and find
Yeah.
everything that you already looked at.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm just disappointed in what it is. Anyways, it's just a bigger OLED.
If it's bigger, stronger.
Yeah.
The main thing that I'm hoping for is that they fix the problem with the drifting, which, probably not, but guess we'll see.
I think they did. We don't know too much. That's the thing. Like you said, these guys were disappointed. Like with the reveal. Well, I would like to believe that the reveal was not actually what they wanted to, because we have a direct coming up on April 1st. We always have a direct usually in April, anyways. It's usually April 1st. That's when I think they were going to announce it. But because it's been leaked to high heaven, they, at this point, let's just get something together, because I don't know if you saw it, if any of you guys saw it, but I did. When it came out, it was a lackluster kind of thing. It was not a Nintendo release. It was just, oh, here's a trailer for it, here's a little bit of the new Mario Kart, and here's the rumor of a remake for a Legend of Zelda game. That's it. That is literally it. So we're actually waiting for more stuff to drop other than what we have so far with the leaks and everything in April. So
I will say this: I am excited to play Metroid Prime 4 on that because I played the remaster or remake very recently. It was a lot of fun, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing 4 because I'm familiar with that series.
I'm probably looking forward to... It can't be Zelda because Tears of the Kingdom was a complete masterpiece, and developer did say he was going to focus on something else new entirely for Zelda. I'm sure he's working on a new project. But,
Breath of the
as
Wild
I was
3.
saying, something I'm looking forward to is probably more reveal for the next Pokemon game. That's going to be another Legends game, I believe, because Arceus Legends was
ZA.
such a step in the right direction
ZA.
compared to
Yes.
the color
Legends
games.
ZA.
And I'm excited for that. And Ricky happened to have made Violet and Scarlet a very, very memorable play between all of us because we all got to multi-play that game together. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I distinctly remember. Over here! If you tell me over here one more time when I can't see you...
I honestly, I hate you guys now because of that. Because I'm sitting here and like, I think it's crap, honestly. Because I was like, it's only good to people who do the portable because the screen's bigger. It's like it doesn't seem like it did anything different for people who play on there. But I forgot Pokemon exist, and I love Pokemon, and now I'm going to buy a whole new damn console to play Pokemon.
Well, hopefully we can still
At
play
least
it on
they
the
actually
Switch.
confirmed backwards compatibilities. That's what
Yeah,
sold
but
me. It's like if this was not going to be backwards
that doesn't
compatible,
help
I
me for
wasn't going
forward
to probably get it.
compatibilities, though. If I can play the new Pokemon on the old console, I'll be happy.
Hey, maybe now Scarlet and Violet will run better.
Yeah, this is supposed to be
let's
so.
hope.
So from what we know, it is supposed to be an updated like system. It is not just the OLED. Like the OLED was like a screen, and like I don't know. I didn't like the OLED when it came out. I actually thought like Kyle. It's just an upgraded Switch.
Supposedly it was like longer battery life, slightly better screen, but that only mattered if you played it in handheld, which me personally, I never did. I still have the first release Switch, which I know is going to be shocking, but that's what I've been playing on.
Yeah, I play handheld personally, so you think I would be the target for it, but I wasn't. I didn't like the OLED. I had my Switch; it was perfect.
I hope the frame rate gets better, because Kyle, you know my pain in this one. The Tales of Symphonia remastered for the Switch was
so terrible.
The biggest disappointment I have ever had, and I can no longer play it after only playing 15 minutes into it, and the whole game started skipping.
Sheen,
all because...
How far did you make it? I gotta ask you.
The wings. When Colette got the wings, the whole game just started skipping, and that was it.
I made it to the desert, and I shit you not. You know where that mimic chest is at? That's a trap. If you touch it early on to the game, you die. It's game over.
Yep, in the dungeon.
That's not a spoiler. Tales of Symphonia is so old. I was in like freshman year of high school. People are babies.
Yeah, I know.
But plus, also, there's a lot of chests in the first temple there. You're not gonna know which one I'm talking about until you touch it.
Mm-hmm.
But Sheen, I walked so far around it to make sure I didn't touch it. The game recognized that I touched a chest, and I died.
Oh my god.
I was like across the other side of the room from it, and it's like, oh yeah, you're in combat now. I'm like, oh my god. Did the graphics too?
The most insulting remake I have ever seen, and the original GameCube 2-part discs go for over $200 right now, and those are still the more primal options.
If only there were some way for you to get a better experience.
I gotta tell you, I gotta tell you, Shane, that's not my most disappointed remake. My most disappointed remake is my favorite Pokemon game, Diamond and Pearl. Brilliant Diamond.
Oh god.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Please,
abomination of hell. I own them, and I'm like an hour into that game, and I'm like, I am going to jump off my balcony. It's like
I have a lot of personal grudges with that game. One in particular that Dennis is very aware of, but those games were the worst like remakes we have had, I think, ever. And Orez still exists with that Battle Frontier thing. It's just like, oh, coming soon, Battle Frontier. No, that was better than what BDSP gave us.
Bro, why did they do that? Everything that got a remake was just like beautiful and stunning. Mona Lisa, masterpiece. And they're like, you know what we should do for Diamond and Pearl? Poop on it. My favorite game.
So,
why?
Do you want to know the really bad thing about it, Kyle? The worst thing about BDSP?
What?
this is going to be a down the line thing, but like I watched a like 2-hour discussion about the video, but I'll sum it up like this. The only way to actually play that game is if you download the day one data, right?
Is that?
Yeah.
So what
At this point, yes.
Without that data, there is no post game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look into it, the day one data, at least if I recall correctly, I could be mistaken, but it's like required because when they shipped the games out, it was not completed. They had like placeholder music and stuff. They didn't even have the full title screen on there. So here's the real baffling part. What happens when the servers for the Switch shut down and you no longer have access to that data?
You know what's funny? I may have lost access to that when I switched over to the OLED, because I never re-downloaded everything, because I got Brilliant Diamond and whatever before then, and I remember having to do a weird emergency download. That's so dumb. I forgot all about that.
That's for all that data. And that's not even like with Sword and Shield and stuff like that with the DLC where you lose access to that. I'm talking about like baseline BDSP. You will lose access to that day one data that they could not put on the cartridge or refuse to put on the cartridge.
I'll say this though, Ricky. Like, I understand that sucks, but also, who cares? Who's gonna be playing that game anymore? Like, who likes that game? I would actually go back and play Diamond and Pearl, the old one, before I play that garbage.
While you are both right, Ricky, while you're right, Kyle, who's going to play that? It does stand. When they start to take away opportunity to touch old consoles or any way, shape, or form, it makes it to where you can't play
Dennis,
something.
we suffered.
Like the 3DS store has
You remember what happened to Xbox? We suffered. You remember the shutdown of Halo 3 for a little bit? Yeah.
What a sad day it was.
Master Chief Collection is supposed to be really good still, but I don't know. I haven't touched it in so long.
It back.
The point I'm getting at, Kyle, is just even if nobody's going to touch it, it's the fact that if someone does try to touch it, they are never going to have like even close to the full experience. Whereas like some of our old games from the consoles we played when we were kids, we picked those up, that's a full experience.
That's true.
We didn't have to download any extra data in order to play anything or unlock anything. We didn't have to rely on a day one patch so that the music would play or that we'd have a good title screen.
And Ricky, that's what I miss so much about games. There was no DLC. There was no, microtransaction purchase. It was the whole game, and you could do so much to unlock a new character. It made you want to dive into the game so much further when you see you can't unlock something, or you can get this character, or you have to do a certain amount of things to unlock this. It was such a fantastic experience.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you go to GameFAQ.
Dude, Game Plus, Sheen, for Tales of Symphonia Original. Delicious.
Oh, absolutely. You could replay that game 4 or 5 times in a row.
As much as
that's why I'm excited for certain remakes that are coming out.
That's why I'm sad. I do talk smack so much about Sony, and I know, Dennis, you like RPGs a lot, so does, I think all three of you guys like RPGs a lot. I used to be a big RPG fan. I played Tales of Symphonia 4 playthroughs through just to try to do everything. Also,
absolutely.
I did, so my brain's breaking, Final Fantasy 7 and Legend of Dragoon. I tried going back to playing Legend of Dragoon in, after high school. That hurt. My eyes are bleeding. As much as I love that game, look at that green dragon over there. That's the green square.
Well, dude, there's still people holding on to that rumor that it's either going to get a remake or it's going to get a sequel.
No, never
happening. But you know what? My favorite RPGs franchise is getting a fucking remake. I'm so excited. That's coming out a week after my birthday. I can't wait to play that.
That's what it is.
I'd be down if all 4 of us can play Baldur's Gate 3, gameplay.
No, it won't. Never happen.
Be fantastic.
No, not happening.
Be great.
No.
It's an RPG.
No.
It's multiplayer.
No.
It's so good.
No. You know what Kyle says? He's the D&D killer. You know this.
Baldur's Gate brought it back.
Nope, it never did.
Look, to make you happy, me and you can match up with a day of just me and you playing.
Yeah, I'd be so down.
If we ever get a day that me and you are together, and
I'll make sure to destroy
your guys' consoles.
Or maybe later down the line we can stream it together.
Yeah.
We'll do some kind of challenge where we'll the loser has to do something the winners say, and you guys will just be like, Kyle, Boulder Gate.
Yeah, I'll do something like that.
Don't do this to me.
Yeah,
I think we think we talked a good bit about a bunch of stuff. Is there anything else we would like to add about our favorite consoles or anything?
I mean, there's one game that I do want to give a shout out to because it's not my all-time favorite game, but it is one that holds a very special place in my heart and it's up there in some of my favorites. But from the era of PlayStation, I don't know if you guys were like in the middle of the Crash versus Spyro thing, but
Ooh.
I was a Spyro kid,
So
and
sorry.
Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage is one of my favorite games because when I was a kid, that was the first game that I ever 100% completed on my own with no help.
I unfortunately didn't get to experience too
No.
much Spyro. I played about 30 minutes
neither.
into one of the
Dude,
games, and I think
love
it was my
Spyro
friend's game.
so much.
That's why.
It reminded me, so because I did not like platformer in general, it wasn't just Mario, it was just platforming in general. I didn't play Sonic, I didn't play Spyro, I didn't play any of these games. I was strictly an RPG guy. Kyle called it out. I played an RPG that I showed to Kyle, and I think I taught it to you as well, Ricky. Suikoden. Suikoden was been one of my favorite RPG franchises. One of my favorite I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. One of my favorite franchises of all time. I think it's actually a better, and this is a hot take, better than Final Fantasy will ever be.
Suikoden. Oh,
I think
that's a hot.
Suikoden.
That's
Yeah.
a hot take right there.
I know it is a
That's
hot
such
take,
a
and
hot take.
I will fight to. You know what? Where's my war banner? I am on my
Bro,
hill, and I
haven't heard
fighting
anybody
this.
other than you ever talk about Suikoden. No,
I
one.
know. I don't care. I will proclaim that it is the best RPG. You can't tell me that you can have 108 characters that you can recruit, and about 89 of them that you can have in your 6-man party, and you can change them in any way, shape, or form, for the most part, and not say that is better than just having a guy with a giant sword and a guy with a hand for a gun.
Skya.
I hear
Or
that's
gun
a
for a
similar
hand.
experience you can get with Fire Emblem. I've never played them, but I've heard
Yeah.
great things.
Oh, no.
I think Disgaea is
But
better. I
Fire
love
Emblem's not an
Disgaea.
RPG, and I don't think Disgaea is an RPG either. Disgaea are both
Hold on.
RTSs.
Hold on. Isn't Fire Emblem's a tactical RPG?
I
think
believe
it's-
so.
No, they're considered strategy games.
You said Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem's considered strategy. The only one that would kind of be considered RPG like is probably Three Houses.
Which I hear is the best
Dennis?
one.
Tactical role-playing game.
Yeah.
I stand by my statements. I'm still saying it.
That's fine. Your statement can be wrong.
Yes,
yeah,
it can be wrong.
Yeah,
It's a
I was
statement.
gonna say I'm pretty
It's
sure it
not
was a
fact.
tactical role-playing game. Same thing with Disgaea.
Is there a
I
fine
thought it
line
was
between
strategy.
tactical and strategy? They sound the same to me.
To me, there's
Well,
not.
I just
but,
looked up
I
like
guess I'm wrong.
the proper terminology for it, and that's what it's kind of defined as, is tactical RPG.
Which one does it state, or does it say Fire Emblem in general?
Fire Emblem game is a tactical role-playing game.
Yeah, same thing. Disgaea
Okay.
is also a
Alright.
tactical role-playing game because I was like, I'm pretty sure Disgaea is a tactical role-playing because I love Disgaea.
Is this guy the one with the blue penguins?
Yes, the pretty.
Okay, I was making sure I got that one right.
Love,
Yes.
love
Well, and I'm not saying those are bad games either. I'm just saying, and this is all just opinion, and he'll die on me. I like
I'm not even
Suikoden.
gonna lie to you.
I recommend
Not
Suikoden
only
to
do I
everybody.
don't know what Suikoden looks like, I don't even know how to spell it. That's how badly I don't know about this game.
I know. It's like it's a. I really do consider this to be a lost gem of gaming.
I tried
But-
typing it and I couldn't find. I got Sokuban. But we're getting off a track there. We're getting close to the
Yeah,
end.
we
so
are.
We should probably
I'm sorry, I
start
went on a
wrapping this
tangent
up.
here.
Any other last questions for us then, Mr. Hosty Host?
No, I think we got a pretty good idea of it. I thought the whole console war thing was going to take a little bit more of, like... I thought you would actually be a little bit more upset when I said that Sony won it.
I mean,
But-
I fought against it. I said I don't think that's true. I don't. As of right now, because I think we're gonna be at a just basically plateau until something happens.
Yeah.
Because Sony just has the loners. It has the no frienders, the people who don't talk to me, the angsty teenagers inside the bedrooms who play in the
with
darkness.
it now getting Halo, I think that's going to change.
Well, Sony also had Concord.
Concord.
We're not. No, we're not talking about that. No,
I say
no, we're not talking
we'll
about
give
that.
We'll give it time to see because you got to remember Xbox has had like really terrible dry spells. Like the Xbox One
Yeah.
was like they stopped making games for it, so it was like Microsoft
But
fell
I got something
into a
that I'm
pit.
going to put into evidence on this about people, like the masses' opinion, or at least some people's opinion that I've been seeing, and we'll go from there. We can probably retouch this subject a
Yeah,
little bit later.
this is basically
because
just part.
we also got to take into the fact that
Yeah, this is part one basically of video games. We can talk about video games for like 12 hours, but we do not want to.
I can talk about video games for the rest of my life. I plan
cannot.
to because I love it.
Just give me the anime episode, and then I'll be there with you guys. But this, no. You get me 3 hours in, and I'll be just killing Sheen. Spite.
Yeah, that's
How
true.
dare you.
In Minecraft. In Minecraft,
Oh yeah,
you'll be
yeah,
killing Sheen
yeah. In Minecraft and his dogs too.
All right. Anything else, gentlemen, that you guys want to add to anything before I try to get us out of here? Because I'm also getting a bit hungry. I haven't ate yet.
Sony sucks. That's all.
Okay.
GameCube Master
Ricky?
Race.
Okay, Sheen took your spot. Apparently, Sheen is now the new Ricky. Sheen.
All right. Well, I guess in regards to everything else, I'll put it like this. I don't care who wins, who loses. All I care about is I get to play my games whichever way I can get it, and I don't have to give up one of my kidneys.
Here, here.
Yeah, I can agree with that. All right, dorks, dorkettes, and everybody else. This has been Dorks Podcast Episode 1, Console Wars. I don't know if that's going to be the title. I have no clue. I don't do that stuff. But you guys have a beautiful, beautiful night, day, whatever, when you guys are watching this. Say bye, people.
See ya on the next one.
See you later.
Bye, delicious, delicious dorks.
Au revoir, my friends.